Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Natax Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Just had a quick hitting heavy downpour that came through over parts of Champaign, as we have now some little pop-up showers and maybe even a storm that is now brewed up there, so we'll watch those here momentarily. Otherwise, though, it remains very warm and humid across a lot of the area. 81 in Champaign, 86 degrees in Decatur, 87 in Taylorville, and 88 degrees in Springfield. And you can see on our Bratcher weather camera overlooking Champaign on a roof and doggone it, everything is now wet from that rain shower that passed by. It's obviously been very windy with their wind gusts still near 40 miles per hour, if not even a little higher than that in places like Champaign where you saw that. So we are still calling for the chances for some spotty showers and storms and windy conditions overnight tonight. We do, though, have kind of the same forecast for tomorrow, and then it's very comfortable the rest of the week. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
George Floyd was laid to rest today. How his legacy lives on here in Illinois as Governor Pritzker looks forward to the future.
It's an anniversary that's still hard to comprehend. How the horror still lingers from 3 years ago today. Plus, we know back to school in the fall will be different, but already one district has ditched the balanced calendar, at least for now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Cristobal is here, and that means much more than just rain. High winds brought down power lines and tree branches in many areas like there in Philo. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. We are currently under a wind advisory, and we could add thunderstorms to the mix as the evening moves along. WCIA 3's meteorologist Jack Gerfen live in the tracking center. And Jack, you can almost see rotation in the storm as it moves through.
That's right, Jennifer. We do have these storms that are very close by the actual center of circulation from what is still tropical depression Cristobal. Right now, we've got them at 30-mile-per-hour winds, but we've had gusts that have been higher than that. And so we'll be looking at, with the fact that we have such a high amount of energy with that low close by, and now we've begun to see a bit more in the way of clearing for the potential for storms that do develop to maybe get a little bit of rotation with them. So there is those little pockets of cells that have developed in parts of Livingston, Ford, and Iroquois counties, including right over us in Champaign, and we can see that they're still clearing off to our south and southwest. And so we have Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leidy in our storm tracker still. And so Kevin, we just had that cell come through over us. What have you had down in Pasodum where you're at?
Yeah, so, we have got a great vantage point here, taking a look at things. Here's my camera. It's actually looking off to the north and kind of looking towards Champaign, where it's a little darker up there, where those storms have developed as well. And we are here and watching storms. You can already actually see some of the cumulonimbus clouds that are developing here out to our west and to our south, and you can kind of see them growing in intensity out here as well. But not only that, but I've got a little help out here with me here as well. Sergeant Kleist of the Illinois State Police is pulled up beside me here as well. Don't worry, we're social distancing, and he's doing the same thing I'm doing some of the storm spotting, right? Absolutely. So again, we are watching the skies that are out here as storms may try to develop here this afternoon into this evening. And again, it's nice and calm right now, but I'm telling you, we're starting to see these clouds really kind of grow in their size, and it's over the next couple of hours where things may get a little bit more interesting. So we're going to be out here tracking the storms for you throughout tonight, and if myself or Sergeant Kleist see anything, of course, we'll of course let you know. But we're watching the storms out here to our west, and we'll keep you up to date as we go throughout tonight. Back to you.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. I'm glad you have company out there. Family and friends said goodbye today to George Floyd at an invitation-only funeral in his hometown of Houston. It lasted more than 3 hours. Friends, family, and several dignitaries spoke. Those included former Vice President Joe Biden and Al Sharpton. Floyd died 2 weeks ago in police custody after a police officer placed a knee on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. The capital city has had its share of protests since his death, and Governor Pritzker was in Springfield today. While he was there, he met with the young people who led demonstrations last week. WCIA 3's Gabrielle Franklin was there, and she's live now with us. So, Gabrielle, what did they talk about?
Well, Jennifer, Governor Pritzker stopped by Union Baptist here today in Springfield, not only to talk about what he wants to see the state do in the future, but also to thank the organizers here for paving the pathway for those going forward.
The reason that we're here is because
Honestly, it's because of the three of you.
17-year-olds Nikela and Nikia Henderson and 18-year-old Derek Roberts organized events bringing thousands out to the Capitol last week, helping young people express their feelings and catching the attention of state leaders.
I want you to know how much you have moved people with your actions. And when you take that in Springfield and you add it to the collective of what's happening in the country, that's how you facilitate change. That's how you do it, and you did it, and you're doing it, and keep doing it, keep doing it.
The teens say they never expected their call for people to act to impact so many.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's surprising too. Like, it's really, really surprising because we didn't think the outcome would be like that. Yeah.
Pastors and the leader of Springfield's Black Lives Matter chapter also gave their input about how to solve the crisis facing the nation. Governor Pritzker says the process won't happen overnight, but it begins with solid leadership.
There are people who are still trying to take away people's right to vote in this country. So it takes a long time to move some people's minds. But I would still say that the people of Illinois have the values that are required to drive us forward in a progressive way, and I'm going to hope to help lead that.
Now, as far as policy changes goes, the governor says he wants to focus on police accountability, criminal justice reform, and continuing to reinvest in communities of color. For now, we're live in Springfield. Gabrielle Franklin, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Gabrielle, thank you so much. Severe weather in central Illinois forced police in Springfield to postpone an event they were planning this afternoon. They were supposed to host a gathering to promote unity in the community with faith leaders and neighbors. But some activists didn't like the event before it was even set to start. Local organizer John Keating told us, quote, "We need more than statements of solidarity. We need an end to the over-policing of communities of color." And there has been public outcry on social media after a Charleston business owner went on a Facebook rant that included a racial slur. Dennis Drake used his excavating company's page to comment on the civil unrest going on around the country. WCIA3's Andy Olson has the story.
These are some of the Facebook posts made by the owner of Drake Excavating in Charleston. Over the weekend, Dennis Drake took to social media to air his objection to some of the civil unrest seen around the country, specifically people who have resorted to looting in that time. His post quickly caught the eye of others on social media, which led to hundreds of responses and dozens of one-star reviews left for his business just over the past few days. Charleston Mayor Brandon Combs responded to the outcry against Drake in a statement, saying, quote, "It has come to my attention that over the last week, there has been some hateful commentary online. It is not worthy of public consideration. It is not worthy of debate. It is not contemptible, and I will not tolerate it." Also caught up in the comments of one of Drake's posts was an employee of the Mattoon School District. In one of the posts, she says she has previously made students look up the N-word, have them write it down, and read it back to her. The school district says they accepted her letter of resignation after an investigation. They say, quote, "The district condemns any language or action that divides rather than unifies. The district is committed to creating a culture of inclusivity grounded in the ability to listen with the intent to understand." WCIA reached out to Drake for comment. At this time, they have not responded. In Charleston, Andy Olson, WCIA3, your local news leader.
The posts have since been taken down. The website for Drake Excavating is also down, as well as their Facebook page and the owner's personal page. In a time when the world feels so divided, one church wants to have a discussion about coming together. The Vineyard Church of Central Illinois is hosting a Q&A on racial reconciliation. It'll be a conversation that addresses questions and concerns about racial tension in the country. One pastor says he wants to let people know they're being heard. The conversation will be on Facebook tonight at 8 o'clock. Anyone is welcome to join. We have new information. We now know the name of the person killed in a Douglas County car crash. The coroner says 19-year-old Rebecca Urbeck of Tuscola died when she crossed the center line and hit a semi head-on Highway 36. It happened yesterday morning. State police are still investigating. And an update to a shooting indicator over the weekend. The woman who was shot and found near the Garfield underpass has died. The Macon County coroner says 22-year-old Shamila Sanders died this afternoon. He says Sanders was shot in the neck Saturday and had been on life support ever since. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Paul Folks was arrested yesterday for the shooting. He's now facing murder charges. Levansky Folks was arrested on Sunday for his involvement. He's charged with the aggravated discharge of a firearm. Today marks 3 years since a U of I visiting scholar's death. Ying Zhang was kidnapped and killed by Brent Christensen. The family's attorney says he just talked to Zhang's dad a few days ago. He says the family still has no closure because her remains were never found, and the FBI says the case is closed. We still don't know what schools will look like come the fall, but the Champaign district just made some big changes to 2 grade schools already, and also tonight.
This process, unaddressed, is the road to foreclosure. It's how you can lose your house.
Fingers are once again being pointed at the treasurer's office, where property taxes continue to be a problem.
Warm and humid for the day today, with temperatures able to rise up into the middle 80s and upper 80s for a lot of us. 87 was the high today. Coming up, we're still looking at wind and rain overnight tonight and into tomorrow, but it's a great looking forecast after that.